A pleasant good evening to everyone. It is a pleasure to be in Carriacou, to join you here as we join with Heritage Theatre to put on the production of the play Saving Paradise. As you would have known, we are from the UNDP ICAS project, Integrated Climate Change Adaptation Strategies project, and we've started this project since 2014. And one of the things that we did is that we did not want to leave out Carriacou and Petite Martinique. This was very important to us. Maybe it's because I have some background roots in Carriacou, so maybe I was just biased towards that. But it was really important to us that we include Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
It's called a beyond oh God! What? I'm tired. When woo, this place dirty boy. Papa Bonje. Woo! But wait, Lord of mercy. You mean I had us to go to the airport and pick up this girl? Auntie Jane. Lord! Jane! So nice to see you. Oh, God, look y'all. Who you come with? You supposed to come get me? I have to come with Pampaloon. Pampaloon? Pampaloon have to pick me up. Okay, and he talks so loud. He talks so loud, my ears hurt so bad right now. So you find the way? Yeah, I always find the way. Oh, God. Come. Let me take you back. Okay. You put on any sunscreen? Yes. Okay. You get things to eat? Yes. Okay, because I didn't cook. Listen, Auntie Jane, how long has it been since I've been here? Must have been like 40 years. No, back in 2016. No, 2050, I see this girl in there. And you don't get in all that tall. Oh God, I love you. I want you to be white just like you. It seems like you're getting old. Turn around. You look right now. You're supposed to be 85. All them things I eating, I can't get old. Where do you want me to take you? I want to go to Paradise Beach. I want to lay in the sands. I want to see all the trees, the coconut trees. I want to get that breeze. I want to go see Banana Joe. You think he's like before? Yeah, of course. This is like him. I flew all the way from Canada to go to Paradise Beach. Come, I go show you. And don't even put on no shoes. You better go barefoot. Because what you go see, you'll be so shocked. Come. Come, take your time and walk. Because I ain't able these days. You see down there, sir? You watching good? Yeah. You see him over there? Yeah. That way we used to walk nicely on the sun, you know. I mean, go so. You see right there? Yeah? All them trees and them, they're just done. You ain't even have trees. Come. You're young, you can move faster than me. Take your time. You see down in the car, just look. You see him? Yeah. You see where, sir? Yeah, I see him. All them fish and them, they're gone. Come over there. And if you look down there, so, I remember the man and them used to do same, and they used to tie the net. That ain't happening again, you know? So this is Paradise Beach? This is Paradise Beach. What happened? Well, if I tell you a story, it's not a long story, but it's a story. I would go down by the beach to get me a little sprat. I was hearing things crackling. When I look, a truck. What do you think they do? Taking the sand. Next thing, when the wave come up, somebody be like, well, here comes the wave, and it just go in the next corner, and it just take away the beach. All the trees go in the water. You can't even do anything anymore. Paradise Beach gone. He dead. That's it. So you're trying to tell me that climate change is responsible for this? Well, yes. What do you think I'm trying to tell you? You can't swim again. It's not like before. But I love you. I make enough cuckoo. So you're not sprouting them. But I make cuckoo for you because you need everything. And kalalutu. Kalalu? Yes. And cuckoo. And cuckoo. Okay? I guess that's good enough. So we just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's just a short thing. Just to say that climate change is here. We need to pay attention. We need to make sure that we teach our children in school about climate change and weather, what's the difference, and make sure that we work together to keep our beaches and our oceans alive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our poem is entitled Climate Change.
C. Care because our climate is changing.
L. Livestock will die.
I. Problem to live with survive dog.
M. Mitigate against climate change.
A. Atmospheric in problem seasons are unpredictable.
T. Temperature keep rising, feeling hot, hot, hot.
Education. Each other. Act now before it's too late.
C. Carpooling and walking more is necessary.
H. Hand problem are more necessary. Machines are distant.
A. Adapt to the changes or perish.
And nature springs are drying up.
G. Globally, climate change is a big problem.
E. Earth is for living. No other planet can annoy us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Lindor, Mr. Linton Lindor. I want to thank you, the beautiful people of Carriacou, for showing up here this evening. We're really grateful that you have shown up, and we want to thank the Almighty God for good weather. You know we don't have tents, and so we were praying for no rain. Now, this particular play which you're about to see is called Saving Paradise. I don't think it takes much to understand that Carriacou is paradise. And I mean so in very sincere terms. I started coming to Carriacou about 30 years ago. And since then, I've been here, and on every single occasion, it has been a wonderful experience for me. I came with Heritage Theatre Company, and some of you will recall the many performances done by Heritage Theatre Company, even in the days of Casada Bay, and many performances at the Hillsborough Community Center. I tell you a little secret. Our main performing venue as Heritage has been the Marichaud Folk Theatre in St. George's. But after that, the place we have done the most shows is the Hillsborough Community Center. Not even St. Andrews, not even Grenville. And something that I find very interesting, there's a special feeling about Carriacou. And so when the UNDP ICAS group provided us with the opportunity to work with the two secondary schools, Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College, to work with them to do this particular production, we welcomed this opportunity with both hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the actors you will see this evening are not trained actors. Let us remember that. They are young, talented people, and they are members of the science or environmental clubs of both schools. So that for them, it is a new and fresh experience to be on stage performing a play. So I want you to give them a lot of love. You understand what I'm saying? There has been no shortage of support and cooperation from the people we have had to work with in Carriacou, especially the principals of both schools, Mr. Lendo and Mrs. Kwamina, as well as the teachers, Mrs. Patras, Ms. Joseph, and Ms. Noel, and others. We were fortunate to receive the assistance of Mr. Frank and Mr. Bettel in putting together these sets with very short notice. But the students themselves played a great part, not just in preparing for the play, learning the roles, but also in doing little things like what you see on the stage, these gravestones and so on. So the students have played their part. I believe that it will be a great thing if after we are finished with this, there is some opportunity for a continuation, for drama to be rekindled and given a new feeling and a new life in both schools. But if that was not to happen, I still say a lot has been achieved by the students in bringing this project to fruition. I will not tell you about the play. It will be revealed as the students act out the play. I just want to say, to me it's a very interesting experience, sometimes troubling because I think I got a few more gray hairs working with these students in the last few weeks. Honestly. But this is a labor of love. Okay? And so I want to say thanks, and I want to use the opportunity to thank Mr. Lendo for volunteering and agreeing to do the MCing with such short notice, Ms. Andrews Douglas and others. These people have made it happen. I want you to give them a round of applause. So I think I've said enough. And I want you to now sit back, relax, and enjoy Saving Paradise. Thank you very much.
Tired?
I think we're here in the garden. I can never forget the little old house.
But it is not a hotel.
Don't worry, this is more fun than a hotel. Mamoy! Mamoy!
Well, God bless me eyesight. Johnny, that is you?
Yes, it is.
And you bring company?
Oh, Mamoy, you're not getting all that up. With my family, this is Patricia, my wife and queen.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am. Well, how's she talking funny, sir?
Pat is an American from the state of Louisiana. And come next, sir. Meet your great granny.
Hi, Grandma. Well, all of them talking funny?
And last but not least, my little princess Suzanne. Come, shh, come, you want to come?
Come, Chukulungs. Come and give Granny a kiss. Don't worry now, Granny doesn't bite. You hear? Before you go back, me and you, we go be best of friends, okay? So how was the trip, John?
We managed, but Pat was a bit crazy. Actually threw up a couple times because she couldn't come journey.
Oh, so? Don't worry, It's the fire and kayak people that has caused the sea to bubble. You hear? Come, let me go inside and I go boil some spicy to settle your stomach. Come, let me go. Will we ever get to the beach, Daddy?
Soon, princess. Let's get settled. Yeah, come get this one. Yeah.
Anybody want curry, rice, and goat? I have it on the fire.
Did someone say curry, rice, and goat? I think I heard me name calling.
Son catching bad, grandson. You did on blight already?
I was tired of the traveling, was expected to hear the cockroach to wake me up.
All them cock didn't pay our grandson.
So, really, how much candles do we need?
Boy, 20 candles. One for every year Stedman gone.
Interesting. I hope it's not windy tonight.
It always windy by the seaside, grandson. So it's 20.
Well, so they're supposed to be, not so they in America. Find it looking different.
What do you expect? Here is America.
Sorry. Do you light in it?
No, they.
Sorry. Sorry.
Will we ever get to the beach, Daddy?
Soon, princess, but today everyone's going to the cemetery.
Why? Is everybody about to die?
No, my dear, it's a feast of all sins. That's where we honor our dead. We light these candles and place them on the grave.
If you ask me, all this is a waste of time.
Boy, I never asked you, you know. John, this son of yours have no respect.
Come on, Grandma. What's the use? The dead women know we are putting candles on the grave.
They might not know, but we the living, we know. Come and receive this drink. Let the earth prosper. Long life to all.
And what strange sermon is this, Grandma? Is it casting some kind of spell on us, Dad?
No, my son. It's called libation. She's doing it in memory of our great-grandfather Stedman, who died at the sea.
So how does this help Grandpa Stedman? I am sure that he had enough to drink when he was alive.
Listen, it shows respect and gratitude to his memory. Come on, you don't have to be so skeptical. Come on, let's go before it gets too late.
And where are we going?
Tebow Cemetery, that's where he was buried. Pat, you coming?
My goodness! Those mosquitoes are terrible. Could have been just the ceremony thingy in the yard, Johnny.
What is this, some kind of rebellion? I say we're going to the cemetery, and we're going.
That's right, grandson. Shut up, who is the head of the family?
Okay, everybody, let's go. What happened, Grandma, not coming?
Impossible, grandson, again.
I wonder why.
Go on, I go see, go on.
Never stay.
If you hold your hand closed, nothing good can come in. But an open palm is blessed by gifts that it receives. Evo and them, Pele, Evo and them,
Pele, Pele,
Evo and them, Evo and them,
And now this tombstones I'm seeing out in the water. This island is full of surprises.
This is not the beach. I want to go to the real beach.
Well, what I want to know is what the hell happened here. We're going past Stedman's grave.
A ghost, Daddy. Let's get out of here.
Wait there.
It's true the spirit might roam me up tonight with one, but I am not one of them.
Who are you?
Lucien Bojo. In fact, I knew your grandfather. I was the last person to see him alive.
He died at the sea. Were you there?
As painful as it is to admit, I was there.
Dad, why are you talking to the strange man? How do we know he's speaking the truth? He smells of libation. How do we know he has not had too much of libation?
Calm down, Dexter. This is important to your father.
Your grandfather was a sea captain. In fact, one of the best. He made a money working in the Aruba oil refinery. And after 30 years in the business, he just come to me one day and tell me he's tired. I was his first mate. He sailed the boat and in 2 hours we started fishing. We had a 14-feet boat with an outboard engine.
Yes. Blessed Assurance. Think that was his call.
Yes, he named it after his favorite team. The third morning, in 2 hours we went fishing. The weather was so good. We dropped anchor between Large Island and Frigate Island, a place where we catch plenty of fish. After about 2 hours, the sea just started getting higher and higher. We didn't see the wave that hit us, but we felt it. The next thing you know was me and Stedman holding onto the boat that was clinging upside down. We were out there for hours, and then we saw a boat near Saline Island, and we decided to swim for it. But Stedman was cramped up, so he told me to go.
Should not have left him.
It was a hard decision to make.
Friends do not abandon friends that way.
That was the way he wanted it. Anyway, I swim off. Them current was strong, and I almost lost consciousness. I thought I wasn't going to make it.
But you obviously did. I mean, come on.
You know, I thought I wasn't going to make it when I heard the waves lapping on the shore. I ended up in Pegasus Point. A group of fishermen mount a search. The next day, Stedman wasn't found. 3 days later, Stedman washed up until he be a dead man. Blessed Assurance was never found.
And where is his grave?
Out there, where the waves breaking. And it looked like the sea wanted to take him again.
What happened here, sir? Why did the sea come in?
The people take the sand, and the sea take revenge. The sea always wins, lady. The sea always wins.
Where are you going, Johnny?
I'm going to put a candle on Grandpa Stedman's grave.
But it looked pretty dangerous out there.
Listen, I come here to put candle on Grandpa's grave, and that is what I will do.
Be careful, Johnny.
I will go with you, son.
I don't think so. Don't you feel like a hypocrite money for him after to left him to die in the sea?
Stedman was my friend, and that is why I come here every All Saints to put a candle on his grave.
Be careful.
Lights up, lights up.
Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. So how you find Carriacou, girl?
I'm not too sure I know what to say. Johnny said this is paradise, you know. But we had a very frightful experience yesterday. The graves are in the water and an old strange man emerged from the bushes and told some interesting things.
I see I meet Lucien. He and Stedman was close like brothers. People used to call him Time and Tide because when morning break, they was out and heading for the sea and nothing could have stopped them.
Except the sea.
You're a smart girl, you know, but you have a funny way of speaking.
I have an accent, but so do you, Miss Estime.
Call me Mamoy. We's family girl.
Okay, Mamoy.
Whoopee, I finally got to the real pitch.
Pat, you coming?
No, I'm having a chat with Mamoy.
Great, you two are bonding. We'll catch up later.
Careful. See what I in Hannah branch.
I know they ain't have branch, but I will be careful.
He was very upset yesterday when he saw those grapes in the water.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
He and Stedman was very close. Before Johnny got shipped up to the States, he was Stedman's little shadow.
I'm not surprised. Well, tell me he never knew his father. You tell me he never knew his parents or his father.
His mother was Rose, me one and only daughter. She make him for a boatman from Union Island, and they drop him like a load on me doorstep, and they set up for England, and they never look back. After Stedman sells Starlight Fee, he turned like a restless, miserable soul, looking for something to pull out his life. That man used to drag the child everywhere he going, until he wants to take the poor infant out in the sea with him. Girl, I had to put on my foot.
I understand now how Johnny must be feeling.
You know?
Where are you off to, son? Going scuba diving at the reef of Carriacou. Did you know that Carriacou is an Aborigine word meaning land surrounded by reef? Karrykou. I googled that this morning. Did you tell your father? I'll tell you when I get back. I think you should seek his permission before you go. Oh, come on, Mom. I'm an adult. I don't need to seek permission for everything.
The children nowadays, they make from a different material. I think there is
As a matter of interest, how did you handle such problem in your days? I'm sorry, that approach will not work in America.
You see? That's the same thing. That is why children of the always ending up in stupidness.
I'm sad.
That's sad. So how are you doing that now?
Yeah, was the whole thing alone. When I was going to school.
Mike. Let me see now. Let me see if I can do it.
You're not so.
Mamoy! I bring you grandson.
Well, this one well stubborn. The mother telling not to go without the father permission.
This boy ain't easy. The boy was swimming. The boy nearly ended up in Kikem Journey.
Oh, sir? I will tell you man to put your ass on a plane and send you back coming out.
Why the excitement? And why is he here?
You know here?
What?
Lucian just bring your son out of the sea.
What?
He just pull him out of the sea.
What craziness have you been up to? Huh?
Don't be too hard on him, son.
Remember that.
Don't be too hard on him.
Look, sir, Mr. Lucian, thank you. Is there anything I can do?
Don't worry. It's okay. I'll do it first aid, man.
Listen to me. We're on holiday. This is not supposed to be stressful.
Sorry, Dad.
I won't forget. This is Miss Goretti from the Kiddo Environmental Foundation on the island.
Good day, folks.
I actually want to see Miss Goretti because, see, I couldn't stop thinking about Thibaut and the dead fish in water.
Something terrible happening in Carriacou.
What do you mean by the reef?
The reef is changing.
Changing how?
It is different from the pictures in the tourist magazine.
I see. Oh, that is even more disturbing.
Well, it is covered in mud and breaking up into pieces.
Go inside. Go on. Thank you.
We want to go inside.
Go inside.
Okay.
There are many disturbing things happening. Marine ecosystems are being destroyed.
Speak English, Miss Kokoriki.
Actually, the name is Miss Gority. And of course, I need to keep what I'm saying simple.
Thank you.
Some species of fish live in coral reefs. So when the reefs are destroyed, they have nowhere to live. It's like your house being destroyed by a hurricane. What would you do?
Find somewhere else to live. Isn't that obvious?
And that's exactly what the fishes do. They find somewhere else to live. As a result, there's less fish to catch.
Okay. You're making sense, Miss Kokoriki.
Miss Gority, if you please, I should let you know that there are serious consequences happening when the reefs are being destroyed. It opens gateway for big waves to come in and flood coastal areas, even destroying beaches.
Are you saying that is what happened in Thibaut?
Not just in Thibaut.
Wait.
Other beaches like Anse Roche, Bobos, and Mont Pleasant.
I know that day, sorry.
I know.
How is it you guys know that and you haven't done anything about it?
Talk to the authorities. It is them that allowed all kind of big macro yachts to come and lay anchor and mash up the reef. So don't blame us.
I'm not blaming anyone, okay? I'm just interested in solutions.
So how that go happen?
I don't know.
Shakia, listen up. Listen up. Stop ready.
Ready? Ready. Okay.
Ready.
Wait. Grandma, stand right there.
Hey, Lucia.
Good evening.
Shakia.
Good evening, boss. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Johnny McIntosh. For those of you who don't know,
Help us keep our planet safe so that future generations may enjoy all the treasures that you have so generously bestowed upon us. We pray also
That's how we long pants, boy.
we pray also for tolerance and maturity.
Amen. Amen. I tell you already. You them damn yacht that mashing up the damn reef.
I think we should stop pointing fingers at each other and take a long, hard look at ourselves.
What do you mean by that, boy? You hear Mr. Lucian say, it's a damn near to mashing up the damn reef.
Yeah, man, it's a damn near to mashing up the damn reef. Friends, I cannot live in denial. My son went scuba diving yesterday and noticed that the reef was covered with mud. Where do you suppose the mud came from?
He watched them come along when the rain fell. What the better see the rain now?
Gosh, lad.
Do you know when farmers cut down trees and expose the soil to the rain and sun, it becomes easier for the soil to be washed away into the sea and onto the coral reefs?
Oh, Lord.
Reverend, that the Lord help those who help themselves?
I say, we enforce the law. There must be stiffer penalties for those who willfully and maliciously inflict damage on the environment.
The thing I would say to you, Sergeant, is that the law itself isn't always clear, because many of these problems are new.
Everything begins with education. We need a seminar on the environment. Invite well-qualified experts to come and make presentation. Document the findings.
You can document it for yourself. May I suggest, folks, that the solution to the problem involves everything that you have proposed? Huh? But we have to take ownership of the problem and working together to control it.
Ownership and control, boy. Is that certain things only God alone can control? Only God alone can own. It looks like you come from where you come from, and you just remember Carriacou exists. Like you're on some kind of crusade telling us what to do.
You don't know anything about me, okay?
But I know a lot about me. When I walk on the earth and apply my 10 commandments in the ground, I'm not even taking ownership for that. I once left a man in the sea to die. And that's still keeping me from sleeping at night. I'm taking ownership for that. And I'm not fighting no crusade. You're telling good Mr. Lucien.
Yeah, man, you're telling good Mr. Lucien.
You look at there, they put us to the honor.
Yeah, don't put us to the honor.
Stop. Come on, don't get to your foot. We better than that. Sometimes we forgetting who we is. We forget.
I volunteer you. Who's second the motion? Okay, the motion is carried. Now let the work begin. What scheme is that?
We are marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion.
You want to sing that song?
We are marching.
Anyways.
Whoopee, whoopee, I finally got to go to the beach. And Granny, this beach real nice. The sun is white like snow, and all the fishes are all alive. Red, gold, and silver, and I almost reached out and grab one. Granny, this beach real nice.
Okay, Susie, go inside. I want to keep your mother waiting. Go on.
So which beach I come from?
Paradise.
Which beach I come from?
You can't just say paradise, no.
Oh, well, I'm glad the princess finally found paradise.
I almost forget how beautiful that beach is.
I suppose I didn't call it paradise for nothing.
I could imagine that night on a PO. Oh gosh, magic boy, magic.
Me and Stedman had some real nice, good times on that beach, boy. Memories, grandson.
Are you sure you want to do this, Johnny?
Don't worry, man. Just for a month. The time will go by quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Susanna, next staff.
Sure.
You still have a chance to leave again in a Johnny.
No, I don't want to. Everything will be all right, honey. Baxter, Susie, time to go.
Michael. But she mustn't be sure.
I'm saying goodbye, Grandma.
I think your father should have leave you here. Let me straighten you out.
Let's go. Come on, Grandma. I wasn't that bad. Anyways, I'll come back and visit. 3.
Try coming back with a different attitude, you hear?
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, Susie. What are you still doing in there? What is that?
Susie, now because you want to go back. Susie, now.
See, Granny, I'm taking back the beach with me in America.
Well, if every tourist you look to do that, we ain't have no beach again.
I'm number 8.
Number 8 just come out.
Okay, guys, this is it.
Bye-bye.
You sure you're making the right decision, Johnny?
Sorry.
You gotta go back on. You gotta go back on.
Yo, you making the right decision?
Yeah, I want to hang around a bit. There's work to be done here.
What do you have in mind?
Well, making sure we have the right person on the World Cup committee.
Like who?
Well, invite the extension officer from the Ministry of Agriculture to join us.
When you meeting, offering solutions, not problems.
I picked up a few ideas from Ms. Goretti.
Like what, sir?
We want to create a coral nursery to restock our coral reef, and also want to get involved in a mangrove planting scheme.
That's a bad move. But wait, that's a good idea, you know. Some young people and them, they like to take this year as jumping ground, you know.
Wait now. Granny, how smart, sir? Almost like you've been to university.
Grandson, watch me now. I've been to the university alive. The university adversity. Boy, that one doesn't give out certificate, you know.
What? I totally see what you mean.
So what does do?
I just do? You mean like a profession?
Yes.
Well, I'm a counselor, you know, trying to keep the inner city teenagers from getting in jail.
I see you like to save people.
Now, man, I speak.
Watch me now. Why not try saving Dexter?
No, Dexter, you'll be okay when you get back.
I see.
Sing so. Sing so.
I see you come back here and you want to save your nice little island paradise.
You're making things sound more grand than they are.
I realize. Be careful. The last man that tried to save the earth, he ended up nailed to a cross. You never hear that?
No. I think people will take me all that seriously.
With people, you could never know what they're doing.
I mean.
Watch now. They just make Donald Trump president.
Oh.
La 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 la.
What strange song is that?
Boy, it's a song about a man who lost his life at sea.
Oh, you feel like mysteries, you know. Maybe you mind teaching me that song?
No problem. La 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 la. That's so grandson.
So
la 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 la. Yes, so la la la.
Va.
Me know able with you now.
All right.
Some curry there. I go curry thing. I go warm it up.
That's still again? Oh. Oh, she leave me away. Oh boy. Go back inside.
I will now call the actors out and they will take a bow and show your appreciation. As Sergeant Gabriel Darvin Thomas. So I think the senior police officer there, Mr. Stafford, you might want to recruit him into the force. Right. And then as Mrs. Kyan, Eugene Charles. Reverend Bernard Kisana Boatson. Mrs. Goretti, Akasa Wilson. Omichud and Gingerfoot. Crystal George Omar Eno. I don't know, do you know any couple like Omichud? Like, have you seen these people in Hillsborough? Okay, as Lucien Kojo, Joven Bissett. He's a little man with a big future in public speaking. Susan, the wife, well, now I'll introduce you to the McIntosh family. Susan, the wife of John, Susan McIntosh, Daniela Joseph. The daughter, sorry, I don't know. And she didn't protest, you know. Well, as the son of the McIntoshes, Dexter McIntosh, Devonnie Robinson, Devonnie, go stand next to your sister, boy. And I now introduce you to the wife and husband. I think I'll call them together. As Patricia McIntosh and as John McIntosh, Samisha Thomas, and Andre Matheson. Andre? And there's one other McIntosh who I haven't called. What's her name? Mamoy. You see that? No, this poor little girl will grow up with this nickname now. Mamoy. Right? I think she's too young to be called Mamoy. Give her a chance, right? But you must admit, she brought a lot of energy to the role that she played tonight and did a very good job of interpreting the character. Please welcome on stage as Miss Estime, Rennie Mitchell. So I want you to give this cast of actors a special round of applause. That's the future of the state of Grenada. That's the future of Carriacou. Now, before I turn over the microphone to the Master of Ceremonies, I just want to, this is a special moment for me. And there's a very special person in the audience whose research and example and work paved the way for a lot that is unfolding in the culture of Carriacou. The lady in question I regard as Carriacou's foremost cultural researcher. In my view, she's an anthropologist. She's an educator, and she is a living gem and legend that should be applauded and celebrated by all the folks in Carriacou and Grenada. Somebody I had the opportunity and privilege to travel with to Caribbean Festival of Arts, CariFesta, on at least 2 occasions, representing Grenada. She came down from Carriacou with a long, strong group of big drum dancers, and they made a great impression. I remember them in Cuba. So tonight, really, I just want to acknowledge and recognize the presence of Christine David. Christine, please take a stand. Stand up. And in writing this play, I researched the history of Carriacou and the culture of Carriacou, and I benefited in no small measure from her research. So thanks again, Christine. And I'll let the actors stay on stage, and I'll call the Master of Ceremonies to take things further. Mr. Lindo? I must say, right, there are people who helped me with this, and I think they should come on stage too. From the Heritage Theatre Company and the theatre movement in Grenada, Halim Abdulwali. Halim, my stage manager. Sorry for not... he's a veteran of the theatre arts. And Neela Etienne. Neela is a professional, and she's currently doing a master's in theatre arts. Neela, and she's a tremendous actress. I also want to thank Ms. Keisha McFarlane, who you saw earlier doing a skit on the environmental issues. She has been a significant contributor to this event. Please give her a round of applause, Keisha. All right. So now I can, in good conscience, pass the mic back to the...
Thank you, sir. For some strange reason, you brought me back inside the cemetery. I didn't want to come here. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the cast deserve a bigger and a louder round of applause, please. You know, they actually reminded me of when I was young. Now, I was told that this young lady here I don't know, what's your nickname? Thank you. She will be representing her school along with Roshan Lender at the GUT Financial Literacy Quiz in St. George's tomorrow. So we want to wish them all the best. They will be coming up against McDonald College, and we know that they have what it takes to take them through. So let's give them a round of applause. Hillsborough Secondary School Finals. I can also count on the cast to do another presentation for us sometime. Will the principals permit that? Will Mr. Biggs permit that? Will UNDP permit that? Good. Well, Mrs. St. Louis here, and I'm certain she will permit that as well. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, well, we almost to the end. I didn't say we come to the end.
At this time, when we are approaching the opening of the hurricane season, we are currently in discussions on key issues surrounding oceans. We have World Environment Day on Monday, which is asking people to get out into nature and to connect back into nature. I have to say I had goosebumps from this particular opportunity. I thank you so much. I will be able to carry back your message